Beer O'Clock, this is the Beer O'Clock Show, and welcome to Season 3 of our little weekly podcast, where each episode we taste a selected ale and engage in some light-hearted beer-related banter. My name is Mark, your friendly beer noob, and joining me fresh from his summer break and sporting a delightful bikini-ready figure is my beer mentor, Steve. Hello, Steve.
Hi, Mark.
How you doing?
Good, mate, you?
I'm doing very well, and it's good to have you back. Nice to see your...
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Your cheery little face on the other side of the webcam. No point moving your face around like that. People can't see you.
Oh, yeah, there's no point playing up to the camera,
No.
is there? That's just for you, mate.
That's
just for you.
Yeah.
Our listeners can just imagine what's going on.
So what have you been up to since we had a little summer special episode?
We did, yes.
Which I can't remember what that was for.
We did Innis Gunn, and we did a little bit of feedback on the Great British Beer Festival as well.
So before we get on with the main show and all about what's happening this season, Season 3, what have you been drinking lately, mate?
Yeah, a decent selection actually. I had the 2 week enforced abstinence from the alcohol because I had my gallbladder out over the summer, which had been causing me some problems, and I can happily report that everything went well, and I'm now back to my full drinking capacity, which shouldn't inhibit the show in any way over coming weeks and months. So I started off. My intention was to ease myself back in. That lasted for all of about one beer, I think, and then I just started hitting the big stuff and whatever I could find. But in preparation for this season, I've been sampling some American beers, because we're going to be reviewing a few throughout this season. But I thought I'd get in there early. So I had a Kentucky Bourbon Barrel, which was one of the bottles that I picked up from the Great British Beer Festival, which was lovely. It was all I can say is it's what I think Innis Gunn were probably hoping to have created when they created their beer. It really sweet beer, really a really boozy taste to it, but went down really nicely. That did, and then I've done a few beers from Stone Brewing Company as well, which is one of those breweries from the States that has been on my list of to-do beers for a while, and I managed to finally get my hands on some of them. So I did their Pale Ale, I did their IPA, and I did their Ruination IPA, which I think you and I were exchanging some tweets about on Friday night. The Ruination IPA had a IBU of 100, which is basically its bitterness rating. It almost felt like I was sucking on a hop, but it was a good enough beer. It went down easy enough. So yeah, just in preparation for this season, just been sampling some of the American beers that are available.
Very good. I've had a couple of American ones as well since we last spoke. At the 312 Urban Wheat Ale from Goose Island. Now I've had a wheat beer before that I was not a fan of, but this one was actually quite nice. And I had one from the Odell Brewing Company, which was the Lugine Chocolate Milk Stout. As like every other chocolate milk stout I've ever had, I couldn't taste the chocolate. It's just the roasted malts, but never mind. And then I had I had a Celebration Ale from Sierra Nevada. And then a bunch of nice British ones, like Chiswick Bitter from Fuller's, which I've been wanting to try for ages, just to try it, because it's always in the shelves. No, it's an ordinary beer, but it's quite drinkable. Had one of our favourites, which was Junction from Sam Brooks. One of your favourites, an Innovation.
Innovation.
Which was heavier than I remembered it. I'm sure I've had it before. A Sunburst from Dark Star Brewing, and an Humble Ale from Growler, which may well be one of my favourite beers I've had in a long time.
Really?
Yeah, so
I've got one of them stashed away.
You got one of them on the beer shelf, and you definitely need to get onto that at some point. I was talking to a friend today, and I equated it to the Golden Glory by Badgers, but without the peach.
Oh, okay.
So without the sickliness.
Yeah.
But that kind of really nice, rich freshness to it.
Yes, yeah. I did the at the Great British Beer Festival, I did the Humble Magna by the same brewery, which I think is a slight variation on that Humble Ale.
Okay.
I think it might have been a porter. But there's a pub just down the road from where I live, which is actually owned by the Nethergate Growler Brewery, and so they have their beers on tap there all of the time. And it's my birthday next week, so I'm going down there for a birthday meal and a sample of their ales. So I'm hoping that they're going to have both the versions of the Humble on to give a go.
Good. Any other beery news, mate?
News-wise, well, a couple of things. Firstly, if you do come across on the supermarket shelves, Buddy's bourbon flavoured American ale, don't buy it. Don't buy into the hype that surrounds it. It's absolute bollocks. It's I bought it because it looked like a craft beer and it had been sneakily stashed on the shelves next to the other proper beers.
Right.
A few people got wind of the fact that I had bought it because I posted a picture of it on Twitter along with a load of other beers, and they were saying, "Oh no, you're going to regret that." I cracked it open on Saturday night and it was flat, and it was like overly sweet apple juice. Upon further digging around the company behind Buddy's bourbon flavoured bollocks, it's the same company that make the likes of VK, Alco Pops, and Hooch and that sort of thing. Literally, this is a public health warning right now. If you see that bottle of beer on the shelves, do not buy it. You may as well just go and buy a bottle of VK Blue or whatever it is, because you're essentially buying an Alco Pop. So that's this week's public health warning there, folks. Avoid Buddy's beers.
Noted.
Because it's and even if you look at the website, it's been cheekily done to make it look like a proper website with a whole load of history and everything around it, and it's not. It's utter bollocks. I'm sorry.
That's a load of marketing
to keep going on. Yes, yeah, absolutely. So that's your health warning. News-wise, I suppose the only big thing to report on this week is the return of Sainsbury's Great British Beer Hunt, which
my local Sainsbury's never partakes in.
Well, according to the promotional bump from Sainsbury's, all of their stores should be partaking in it this year.
Oh, really? I'll see.
Yes. Yeah. So that launches on Wednesday, the 11th of September. So that would have been 2 days ago for people that are listening to the show. For us, it's 2 days in the future. But yes, it launched this Wednesday. There's 20 beers available across the range, and they're going to be available until I think it's the 2nd of October. We're going to be doing one in a few weeks. I'm certainly going to be at my large Sainsbury's that's just down the road pretty much as soon as it opens on Wednesday morning. It's 24 hours, so I may very well go down there in the middle of the night. I'm going to get a good selection of them and maybe report back on a few of those over coming weeks. But we've got a blog up on our website all about it and all about the beers that are available. So if people do want to see what's available in the Great British Beer Hunt, go to the site and have a look.
Very good. One thing we had, I think it was over the summer, a competition that we have a drawing for this week. We have, or you have, an Innis Gunn gift set with glass to give away. And what people had to do was actually listen to the show, you cheeky scallywags who do it otherwise, and tweet us the phrase Randolph Crescent, which is where Innis Gunn's brewery is, in somewhere in Scotland. And we had a bunch of people tweet us, which was very cool. And now we come to the epic drawing.
It's always about trying to find new ways of doing this. I'm going with the tried and tested one that was quite exciting last time, which was the random number generator that I found on the internet. So this is.
Thing.
I do. This is a brilliant website. For those of you that missed it last time, you can find this at andrew.hedges.name/experiments/random/. And literally, there's a box. It says, I want a number between 1 and. You put in your number, and then you press get random, and it gives you a result. So I want a number between 1 and the number of people that entered the competition. That's already in there. I'm going to hit the Get Random button now, and it generates us the number 4, which I will then equate to the person that I allocated the number 4 in the previous round of the event, and that would be Philip Kelly, who is the winner of our Innis Gunn box. So, Philip, if you want to DM us your address, we'll get that in the post to you to enjoy at some point in the near future.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Excitement over. Yeah.
Excitement over. What an exciting start to season 3.
Yeah, brilliant. Straight back. Boom.
My heart is not stopping. It almost stopped, actually. We have an epic season ahead of us, Stephen.
We do, indeed. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, man. It's going to be leaning rather heavily on the other side of the pond with a fine selection of craft beers from America on the menu, including tonight's selection, which we'll get to in a little bit. But for our upcoming beers, have a look on the website. We've got a new thing at the top called Season 3. You click on there and you can see the full list of beers we're doing in the entire season, so you can drink along every week. It's no longer a secret. And some of them are marked as being ones that you can buy in our Beer O'Clock Show Season 3 box set from Ales by Mail. There's 6 American beers on there. I think one may be sold out, but look for alternatives. And basically, click through from our website. You go to Ales by Mail's special Beer O'Clock Show page. You can order the box there. You get 20% off those 6 bottles that are listed on the site. And away you go. You can get these fantastic American beers, which I personally can't wait to try. And you can drink along with us the entire season. So, we're not doing the entire season on American beers, but we do have some solid American beers coming up. We'll intersperse them with some nice UK beers and other little bits and pieces. So, anything else you want to add about the upcoming season, Steve, or shall we just get into this one?
No, just that we'll be having some guests as well from time to time. We've got a few people now that are almost lining up to come on the show.
With guests.
It is. We've got lots of guests lined up. We've got a homebrew special coming up in a few weeks' time as well, where a few of the people that we've got to know through Twitter that brew their own beers have kindly agreed to go through some sort of epic homebrew swapping session, so that everybody gets the beers that everybody else has brewed.
It's not the keys in the ashtray type deal, is it?
No, it's not that sort of thing. And then, assuming we can get the technology to work, we should have a homebrew special with I think it's about half a dozen people are going to be on that particular show, and I think we're going to be sampling at least 3 beers that evening. So
that night I'll be able to do the intros and sit back and let you guys take over.
Yeah, I think so. I think that might be the best course of attack, actually. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. Like you said, we've got some good American beers coming up. We've got some good supermarket staples thrown in there as well, and then we've got this cheeky little homebrew special in the middle. So yeah, let's get into the season. I'm looking forward to this, mate.
Indeed, and the mighty Stath will be returning.
He will be as soon as he gets his backside in gear and starts recording reviews again to get over to us. I'll give him his credit at the moment. He's on his honeymoon, so I think he's got more things to think about than recording beer reviews.
Okay, well, our first beer for season 3 of the Beer O'Clock Show is somewhat of a supermarket staple in the UK now. You can find it in a variety of shops. I know Waitrose stocks it because that's where I bought mine. I think you can get it in places like Morrison's and stuff.
Yeah, I got mine from Tesco's.
Yep, there you go. It's all the way from Chicago, Illinois. It is the Goose Island India Pale Ale. Yeah. You and I have both had this before.
Yes, we have.
And I've had a few good Goose Island beers. They're always really nice. But I'm looking forward to actually dissecting this one, because normally I just down it and go, oh, that was a nice beer. But tonight, we're going to pop it open, we're going to pour it out, we're going to admire its colour and other attributes, and dissect it as only we can. So, shall we crack it open?
Yes. Yeah, let's get into it.
Ooh,
lovely aroma, straight away.
Now, mine's been in the fridge for a couple of hours and been out for about 40 minutes.
Yeah,
Just a quick note.
mine's been in the fridge for a couple of days and has probably been out for probably half that time, so about 20 minutes.
Very, very mild carbonation. Not the clearest beer, but it's got a nice amber look to it. Very mild head.
Yeah, I think mine's a little bit more lively. Got a bit more of a head to it, a bit more fizz in there, but it's died off quite quickly.
Yeah, I can see the reflection of my face in your glass. In the
Can you?
camera.
There you go.
How
Oh
exciting.
yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, there you are.
Right, let's have a sniff. Oh, that's a nice hoppy aroma, isn't it?
It is very hoppy.
I love the smell of hops that you get off beer sometimes.
Yeah, this is quite subtle. It's there. You can smell it, but it's quite a subtle hop aroma.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Right, shall we get into it, mate?
Yeah, let's do it. Cheers,
in.
mate. Here's
Cheers.
to season 3.
Indeed.
Mm. Yeah,
As you'd expect from an IPA, it's hoppy.
but not overly so. It's quite instantly reminiscent of the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
That's what I was thinking.
It's got that bitterness around the tongue and in the mouth. It's not as peppery
No,
afterwards as the Sierra Nevada.
no, that Sierra Nevada's known for its. Well, it's known to us for its pepperiness.
Yeah. Nice bitter aftertaste in there, just lingering around the tongue.
It's certainly lingering, yeah. I'm not getting the hoppy burst that we get from some IPAs we've tried in the past. I mean, or some of the really hoppy beers. The one that immediately springs to mind is that Unhuman Cannonball, but then that was like a complete and utter hop explosion. I should be quite pleased to have something a lot more mild.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously something that the American craft beers and the American brewers go in for, isn't it? It's that strong hoppy aroma, the hoppy flavour.
Yep.
They use a lot of the different hops in their beers to bring out the flavours.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to find that with quite a few of the beers that we're going to do throughout the season. Certainly some of the American ones are going to have that strong instant hit of hops before we start picking up any other flavours.
Yeah, so this is a 5.9%. The American craft beer market is not known for its session beers.
It's
In fact,
not, no,
There was
not at all.
one beer, I'm sure I picked it up. Maybe I drank it at our mate Andy's when we had our little mini beer festival in his back garden. I'm pretty sure that was called Session Ale or Session Beer or something like that.
Yeah.
They actually made a point of calling it a Session Beer, and I still think that was like 4.5%. So, not a overly mild beer.
And again, I think, like I say, certainly with some of the things that I know we've got coming up, there most of the American beers that I think we're drinking this season are. I don't think there's a single one of them below 5.5%. Yeah,
It's going to be a fun season.
going all the way up to
Yeah.
the Bigfoot that we're going to be doing, which is a barley wine style, and I think that comes in at around 10%. That
Oh,
one.
mate, you didn't warn me about that one.
No, I thought I'd sneak that one in. I don't think we're yet going to climb to the dizzy heights of the Unhuman Cannonball again. Not just yet.
Not unless our home brewers come up with something special.
Well, yeah, and it's quite possible that they will do, because having sampled beers from all of them in the past, I know two of them, certainly the guys from the Kremer Brewery, all of the beers that they gave me to sample before, that they don't seem to realise there's anything below 7%. So that might be quite an interesting evening. That one.
Looking forward to it then. So I've gone about halfway through this one. Do you like my glass, by the way?
Mate, I love your glass. We had some to-ing and fro-ing at the weekend about your glass, didn't we?
This is a glass I got for my
do
birthday
like that.
from our mate Andy and his lovely wife Anne. It's really nice. It holds a pint, as one would expect, but it looks deceivingly small. When I opened it up, I thought, nice glass, but it's not going to hold a full bottle. It does, easily.
It looks small in your hands there. So either you've got giant hands, or that's just a very small
No,
glass.
I've got little girly hands. It's a deceivingly small glass. Anyway, back to the beer, rather than my girly hands. It's retaining its hoppiness. It's quite bitter as we're getting further through it, I find. Not in a bad way, but in a strong way.
This is the style that I like. This is the style of beers that I like. I'm really into this style of beer. I know for you, you're not as keen on this sort of style. So this is going to be there's going to be a little bit of going back to season 1 this season, mate, and guiding you through a journey of discovery.
You're going to school
through
me.
New beers. Yes.
What comes to mind with this is a beer that you would sit and you would mull over a little bit, and you would take your time with, right? Rather than hammer it down like I normally would. I mean, I'm sipping this slowly, and I'm quite enjoying sipping it slowly. I'm getting, the nice bitterness and nice hoppiness in my mouth. Yes?
Yes, sorry. I was just reading the bottle at the same time as listening.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, no, absolutely. I think maybe you would have been best to have taken that advice with the Unhuman Cannonball as well, to have sat and sipped it rather than to have necked it in about 4 swigs.
I kind of had an internal challenge with that beer.
Yeah, I think you did.
600ml, 15%, was it? Or something like that?
I think it was 12, wasn't it? 12%. Yeah,
there's kind of a voice in the back of my head just saying, just Scarlett, do the whole thing. And so I did, and I turned into a giggly schoolgirl. Anyway, this is a nice strong beer.
It's really flavoursome.
Yeah, for a supermarket staple, especially one that comes from the States, and you would think would have a certain, I don't want to be insulting, but you would think it'd be just, I don't know, like the craft ale version of Budweiser. I don't know. Do you get what I mean?
Nothing special. Yeah.
American beer available in Sainsbury's, available in Morrison's, Tesco's. You wouldn't think there'd be anything amazing, but I thought the same for Sierra Nevada, because that's available in the same places, and that was an amazing beer, or remains an amazing beer. And this is quite nice.
Yeah.
As we've discovered.
I mean, it says on the back of the bottle that it's imported into this country, and unlike because I think originally when we were putting together the beer list for this season, we was toying around with the Samuel Adams Boston Lager. Now by all accounts that's now actually produced in the UK by Shepherd Neame. That they own the rights to the recipe and that they produce it. So there are a few people that said that actually the taste of it has changed because it's no longer produced and imported from America, that is now produced over here. Whereas at the moment, from what I get from the bottle of the Goose Island, it's actually imported and then sold on in this country.
So the Samuel Adams Boston, is that using the same hops that they use in the American version?
They must have to stick pretty much to that recipe. I wouldn't have thought they could have subbed out the American hops for English hops.
What would the change be then, in the water or something?
It might simply be that it's being produced in a different brewery by a different brewer, and it's using different equipment, and therefore the result is going to be different.
I see. How very curious, Stephen.
Yes, indeed. Nice beer, this. I mean, I'm enjoying this, and it's gone rather quickly as well.
It has a nice freshness on the burp.
Mm-hmm.
I was quite tired before I started this, and now I'm getting very tired. You finished yours?
Yep, just about to take a final swig from it. Just giving it one of those Ponzi swirls around the glass.
As one does.
As one does, yes. And then
oxygenated.
Yeah. Still getting a big whiff of hops.
Yeah, that
just even in the last sip of the glass.
That aroma really lasts all the way through, doesn't it?
That's nice. That's a really easy. I would say that's a sessionable IPA. You could have a few of those quite easily over the course of the evening, and then probably begin to feel them towards the end of the evening. I would have thought, but that's a nice, as you say, considering that it's something you can buy on the supermarket shelf, with the IPA label. That's a good beer.
Yep.
I think mine was about $1.69 or something from Tesco's.
Yeah,
you can't go
really cheap.
You can't go much wrong with that. I think when I was looking at buying it, because I was looking at it on the website and I was trying to work out whether to make the trek to my local Waitrose, which is a good trek. Waitrose had like 20% off it, so it was something like £1.45 a bottle, which almost constituted the trip to Waitrose, but in the end I thought, no, I can't be bothered, and just went to Tesco's and bought it. But it's a reasonably priced beer. For your money, you're getting a good product. You're getting a good IPA. You're getting one that gives you a lovely instant aroma of hops. It gives you some nice flavours, a lovely bitterness on the tongue, and just leaves a nice refreshing feel in your mouth.
Yeah, not to sound too wanky about it, but from the first taste to the end, the taste profile doesn't really change that much. And so you're experiencing it all the way through, and it's that nice quality hoppy taste that you would hope for from an IPA.
Yeah, and that's steady throughout. As you say, that doesn't change throughout. It's as strong as it was at the beginning as it was at the end. Some beers that are maybe a little bit heavier with that hoppiness, it might tend to get a bit much towards the end, but that was consistent all the way through.
Yeah, and the aroma and stuff, because we have so many beers that they start off really well, and then they descend into kind of this kludge of taste by the bottom of the glass. You know, you got the hops being overpowered by the malts, or vice versa, and it's just kind of, it's not the beer that you started off with, whereas this maintains it all the way through, and I think that's really nice.
Absolutely.
Anyway, yeah, cool. Okay.
Excellent. There we go.
There we go. That's our first.
And I bet you've all missed that.
Oh, just a reminder that our season 3 is going to be chock-a-block with American beers, and you can get those 6 beers. I'm sorry, I'm very tired. From Ales by Mill. Go to the website. Go to beeroclockshow.co.uk. At the very top, you will see season 3 beer list, I think it says. Click on that, you can see the full list of beers. These include the American ones, they include the UK ones that we're drinking as well. They'll tell you week by week what we're drinking. And on there, you will see the link to Ales by Mail. Click through to that. On the page also lists the discount code that you can get 20% off the 6 bottles that are in the box. Fill out the box if you want to. If you fill it up, it's the same postage as it is if you just buy the 6. It's up to you. And yeah, thanks to Ales by Mail for sorting that out for us. We don't get any kickback or anything. It's purely to help you guys drink along, because we love it when people drink along. And that's all I have to say, Stephen.
Okay. Well, we should probably let people know that as they're listening to this on Friday, tomorrow we're off doing our little live event in London.
Vic Norman Dragon and Flag and Pub
we're
Tours.
off. Yes, Saturday afternoon, pub tour around London. Good group of people that we've got now coming on that, and hopefully we'll have some bits from that on next week's show.
Yeah, if everyone's sober enough and has something to say.
Yeah. If you remember to hit the record button.
If I remember. What are you trying to imply? How dare you? It'll be good to see Vic again. It'll be good to see you again. And it'll be good to see our lovely listeners who are making their way into London, especially for the Beer O'Clock Show live event, which is mainly going to be me stumbling between pubs and you saying, Mark, it's this way now. Okay, what do you want to drink, Mark? What would you like to drink?
I think you're on halves. You're going to stick to halves on Saturday.
Then putting me on a train and calling my wife to meet me at the other end.
Yes, he's on his way home. Please collect him.
Right. Right, that's it from me, Stephen. I will see you on Saturday,
Yes, looking forward to it.
and otherwise next week for the next episode
Yes,
of the
next
Beer
week.
Pub Show. Thank you very much.
Indeed. Enjoyed that, mate. Thanks. Nice to be back. Looking forward to drinking again.
It's always fun drinking
And
with you,
again.
mate.
Yes, take care.
Cheers, bye-bye.